Ladies and gentlemen, we're back and welcome to the Night Talk. Welcome back. My prismatic is going to MSRP gang. We're back with another one, and today we're going to talk about it. Prismatic evolutions. It's funny, guys. I was saying this literally yesterday. I said, guys, it's not going to be any cheaper than $90. It's not going to MSRP. And it's so funny how it changes so easily. And that's what is so interesting about this hobby. And I think what has managed to captivate us all is how uniquely crazy the market is. And it was yesterday, these were unsellable. They're going to be $50, right? They're going to be $50. They're going to flood them so much. They're going to be $50. And look at it. One day later, after the threat of possibly it not being reprinted again, guess what happened? The market sentiment changed already. Already. You could have bought these for like $85 yesterday. That's why I was picking so many of these up. Now the supply is being chewed through, guys. They're $110 each again. And they're probably going to be on their way to like $150. My card shop, they were charging $89 for just a booster bundle of prismatic, which is just, don't pay that, but still, you know, supply's drying up. And if you bought these, I mean, you're not up tremendously right now, but if you just bought these, and I paid like max price $150, if you bought these, you're up $20 already. Like, you could sell them for $170 easy right now. And that's hooking someone up, in my opinion. I wouldn't even sell it for that. It's just, for all the fucking around. It's just not worth the messing around, but still. It turns so quick. And I want to get this. This is why I was picking so much shit up yesterday. Because I knew this was probably the bottom. Because Pokemon, usually for sets, they only do 2 or 3 reprints. And usually that's like it. Like if a set gets reprinted 3 times, that's usually like they're like, okay, it's time to move on to something else. I think 151, they might have even stopped 3 times. Maybe they went to 4, but still not very often. And, people were dumping these like they're just garbage yesterday. 160 to $6 I picked these up for. Now the lowest listings are like 220 to 250. I mean, like some people have them listed for $300 already. And I mean, you know, it just goes to show if you find these cheap, you should be buying them. I don't care what all these other YouTubers say. Um, you just have to look at the set values and understand like people are going to hyper FOMO. When this is out of print, when people hear it's out of print, they're going to freak and want to buy it. And and it blows my mind how like just dumb this community is. I mean, I wouldn't say dumb, but just divided this community is. I mean, literally, there was someone saying, I would not buy Prismatic at $110. I would rather buy a 151 ETB for $250. I mean, a lot of people are saying that, and that is just mind-blowing to me, dude. Like, you're going backwards. I understand 151's out of print now, hopefully, but, like, dude, I would not pay $250 for a 151 ETB, bro. Like, that is crazy, especially when you can get a better set with higher value chase cards. To me, that just makes no fucking logical sense. But I want to do this comparison on this channel because, like, it just needs to be done. There was a time when no one would pay $200 for 151 Pokemon Center ETBs. They were garbage. They're going to be printed forever. And now they are $550 to $600. Wow. Market sentiment changed. That's crazy, huh, guys? Real crazy. But now, you know, you can buy these even in the 200s. And like let's talk about the promos. Yeah, the Snorlax promo is cool, but that Eevee promo is pretty fucking cool too, and I think that'll grow on people over time. These for $200 is a steal, but now it's getting hard to find them for that. That's why I jumped on as many as I could get yesterday, because I figured this would probably be the last time you see this fucking set get printed, and it could see another print run. It might get printed a couple more for a couple more years. We don't know. But I'm just saying, when I realized in this community that this hobby will never die, is when I realized how day to day almost everyone is in this hobby. Every day, everyone is checking their Pokemon songs. Every fucking day we all check the prices of mostly every set just to see if we lost money or made money this week. You know, like that's when I knew this hobby was just on its way to just going crazy. Like I knew it right then and there that, you know, this stuff will get ridiculous in years to come. That, the Pokemon company has people glued to it. I mean, like one day they have people saying, dump your prismatic, it's getting printed for a while. The next day everyone's casing up and it's fucking expensive. You know what I mean? Like it's all over the place right now. Um, but still, I want to make this point. If you see me and Vapor buying this stuff up, you know it is ridiculously underpriced because look at my stuff, guys. I don't even want more Pokemon. I don't want to put more money into this hobby. I really don't. I don't feel like doing it. And I didn't do that for Paldea and Evolved, and I regret it. But like, I just don't want to spend any more money than I already have. Like, because it's just like, oh, more boxes to sit around. You know what I mean? Like I don't even want to buy it. I honestly don't want to. But the prices are so damn good right now that I just can't. Like, I can't turn down this easy of bags. It's just like it's too fucking easy because I know that just the regular ETB or prismatic will be $250. Like no problem. I know the Pokemon Center ETB will be 300 to 400 to $500. So I can't fucking not buy it, you know. And that's coming from a guy with a huge collection, you know. Like that's coming from me. So if you see me or Vapor buying this stuff up when we already have such a massive collection, this stuff's damn well undervalued. And Vapor compared it to what's that? Shrouded Fable. It's $70 in ETB, bro. If you think Prismatic for 90 is a bad deal, you have a lot to learn. Like a lot to learn. But that's why you see us grabbing this stuff up because we know ahead of time that, in a year or two, we're going to be laughing our asses off when the FOMO piggies come in, you know? And I just can't wait to see the look on everyone's face because it's going to happen. I mean, look up how they evolved, guys. Just that set is $400 now. Like, we're all willing to pay $400 for Paldea Evolved. Like, we have been shielding up Paldea Evolved so hard, And even I look at the Magikarp sometimes, and I'm like, man, that card is pretty sick looking. I don't know why I didn't buy it when it was really cheap, but either way, like now I look back at it, and I'm like, damn, Paldea Evolved was sick as hell. But sometimes you just miss the boat. But a lot of us, Sword and Shield investors, we're kicking ourselves in the asses because like all of these celebrations boxes, I could have literally sold these for 80 and bought Paldea booster boxes for 80, but I figured those would probably do better. Like, yeah. So you can be wrong sometimes. But I feel like a lot of Sword and Shield investors, we feel like we got kicked in the ass on this one. But I will say, Sword and Shield only gets older, baby. And if you look back in the next, look forward in the next 3 or 4 years, I think all the Sword and Shield holding will eventually just pay off massively when you just can't find it anymore. Just like Sun and Moon era. So, yeah, that's my opinion on these things. But another set I want to talk about, since Paldea is pretty popular right now, I still think we're going to see Paldea launch to the 500 to 600 range, by the way. But Twilight Masquerade, I wouldn't buy the Magikarp still, though. It's just so expensive. I just feel like you get way more shit for your money. But the next thing I want to talk about is Twilight Masquerade. You can still find it in your card shop. Some still have it for $250, and it's already $285 on TCG. And as long as this doesn't get any more reprints, I mean, I think you're going to see this box do really well too. The Greninja promo could be the next. I mean, the Greninja card could be the next big card like Magikarp. I mean, it is a gorgeous card. To be fair, I would pick up nice raw copies if you can, honestly. I wouldn't buy the PSA 10 just because it's ridiculously expensive, but I would be doing that or at least grabbing a booster box because these are probably next to hit the $300 to $400 range. But I guess we'll see what happens. But either way, they're a beautiful box to have in your collection, and definitely my second favorite booster box out of Scarlet and Violet era. I would say, obviously Paldea first, then Twilight Masquerade. So I still don't think they're a terrible pickup. I, like I said, I've been trying to buy them up. I have two of them now. I'm hoping to get another two from my card shop here soon. But yeah, it just sucks, man, because I believed in that set at $100. I didn't buy a lot, get a chance to buy a lot of it. And I just kind of waited around, and you can't do that. You can't wait around forever. Like, you have to make plays. That's why I'm saying, like, if you don't own a bunch of sealed Pokemon already, like, I understand. If you own, like, a $10,000, $20,000 collection already and you feel financially just fatigued, I totally understand. You know what I mean? I totally get where a lot of people are coming from. But, like, if you don't have shit in your collection and you just got back in this hobby and you're trying to build a collection, getting into prismatic right now dirt cheap is like your best fucking bet, you know, just to see what happens with it. Um, and that's just my opinion on the matter, but I'm sure there's other things that might outperform it, but still, like, if you don't own anything, like, why not? Why not scoop up some prismatic ETBs for 90? Why not scoop up the bundles for 50 or 60? Why not scoop up, you know, the Pokemon Center ETBs, dude, in the 200s? Like, can you go wrong with that? Like, when you see, like I said, over leveraged people like me and Vapor buying up Prismatic, it's way underpriced. Like, because I'm telling you, I guarantee you, me and Vapor both, we really don't feel like spending thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars more than we already fucking have, you know? So, that's just my point. Next thing I want to get into is, let me see if we got time to get into this. Damn, down at 2%. If this video cuts off, just letting you guys know, my phone's about to die. But next thing I want to get into on this video is talking about just the difference of how the hobby is now. Like, it's a lot more unpredictable than it used to be. Like, a year ago, I knew Team Up was like the buy. I knew Unbroken Bonds was a good buy. Like, I knew all the Sun and Moon era boxes were going to explode. So, like, I was ahead of the curve, massively ahead. I knew before anybody else did, before anybody else even fathomed it. I was trying to pick up boxes like Ancient Origins and all that. But with this modern stuff, it is just goofy, man. It is just downright goofy. But, like, when I realized this hobby would never die, is when now it's just like everyone has spreadsheets for it and shit, and like every box is tracked what it does every single day. I mean, dude, they have us on the edge of our seats. One day we're fucking hating Prismatic, the next day we're wanting to buy it up. I mean, dude, they have people on the edge of their seats. I'm starting to see people ask $300 just for the Pokemon Center ETB already. I think you still find one for like 220 to 250, but still, like, people are already starting to already ask the fucking money for them again. I told you guys they would just shoot right back up. As soon as people find they're out of print, they're gonna just skyrocket. So that's why I was saying to just get in, But we'll see what happens. They could reprint it into the ground in the next couple months, and I'm wrong, but we'll see what happens, man. I don't know. Like, that's why I started to grab it, because I just thought, there's not, like, they usually only do 3 or 4 print runs for a set, and that's it. But either way, like, the thing I liked about back in the day when I was buying this stuff was, like, you could buy as much as you wanted, first of all. Like, you could buy cases and cases and cases. You just had to spend your own money, and want to risk your own money, and that's why this stuff's worth so much now, is because, like, none of us really knew if this hobby would even be a thing now, so it was a whole different risk. Like, your guys' risk now is just buy the stuff at a cheap price and just fucking wait for, like, because you already know that, like, there's going to be more people entering this hobby every day that want to buy stuff. So, I mean, and it's only going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. So, like, you guys already know that no one's leaving this hobby anytime soon, and everyone watches it day by day with fucking spreadsheets. I mean, back when I was buying my Evolving Skies ETBs, they were $40. You could buy as many as you wanted. Everyone thought you were stupid. No one else wanted to buy it but you. And it was just like, it just felt way too easy. So you didn't buy a lot, but you still bought some because you thought, just maybe, this will 10x in value. It was just way different. There were no spreadsheets about everything. It was just you buy it, if you liked it and you held on to it, and fuck, you could find Evolving Skies on Pokemon Center for $125 in ETB and order as many of them as you wanted. Maybe 150, I forget, but it was hella cheap. And now it's just, man, it's fucking changed. There's spreadsheets monitoring if this box goes up or down $100 every day. And there's like 100,000 people monitoring every single product if it goes up a little bit. Like, everyone gets up every day to check their Pokemon stalks and see what they missed out on, what they were right about, what they were wrong about. Like, dude, they have us by the fucking balls day by day. And like, it's just exhausting at this point, isn't it? I mean, like, it just like exhausted me. Where I just like am annoyed by it, but like they give you no choice sometimes, but you gotta buy stuff, like, or you're just dumb for not getting it. Like prismatic Pokemon Center TVs. Why would I pass this up for $166? Like, when I know they're gonna probably be $300 to $400. It just, you know what I mean? Like, they force you into it almost. So you don't even want to spend the money anymore, and they just are like, well, here's something really cheap that everybody's sleeping on. Do you want it or not? Let us know if you want $300 for free, you genius. And yeah, you end up grabbing it. But yeah, like, it is just wild. It is just wild. And then they have you like so afraid to sell anything because it's like, well, as soon as I sell Chilling Reign for $400, it will be a $800 box and I'll be crying. You know, Same with Twilight Masquerade. Like, I hated this set for a little bit. I never thought there would be a day where I'd pay $250 for this. And here we are. You know what I mean? Like, it's insane. It really is. It is downright insane. But anyway, that's all we have for tonight's video, though. But yeah, it's just a lot different times, man. A lot different times. Let me know what you guys think about it. But yeah, like, the Pokemon hobby just, it really does. It's a mind fuck, man. And it does get really exhausting because you're trying to like sell the stuff you're already up on, and then you want to like get in on stuff that you think's gonna just like outperform that, and it is a lot more intense, but still, just let your stuff age. Like, I understand it feels like you're missing out on games with Scarlet and Violet stuff, but let your Sword and Shield age. It'll blow your minds. Anyway, that's all we have for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going the fuck to bed. See you guys tomorrow.